All right, so we have updates to a story that we first brought to you back in April, and you may remember cuts at the federal level were being felt at home, and the Bryan Public Library in West Point had to cut some services such as the Hoopla service due to a suspension of grant processing from the Institute of Museum and Library Services.
This loss had some citizens in West Point concerned, but right now there's a Band-Aid on the situation, at least for the next few months. After losing federal grant funding in April, the Bryan Public Library just recently learned that some of the money awarded for this fiscal year will be coming back. Jamie Evans, the youth services librarian at the Bryan Public Library, is grateful for that. It means services can continue in the short term. But she says there is still a great deal of uncertainty about the long term.
That means up until September 30th, we do have federal funding. However, we are now looking at the possibility of not having funding starting October 1st.
Evans says the library knows they may have to fight for this money in the next fiscal year. At this point, Evans says the Hoopla service has been hit the hardest. Hoopla provides audiobooks, comic books, movies, and streaming for children and for grown-ups. But the loss of funding could also affect things such as IT services, book purchasing, summer reading programs, and more. It could affect any service the Institute of Museum and Library Services creates grants for.
There are many things that the federal grants do help provide for the community. If come October 1st there is no IMLS, that means there is no grant funding, that means Hoopla services, IT services, that means there is no funding for that, and that means those programs and services will come to an end.
Right now, Evans says the plan is to ask Congress to continue funding libraries, and the library is encouraging citizens to continue contacting their representatives in Congress.
Tell them how much their library means to them, and tell them that they do want their libraries federally funded. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, though.
Evans says she would like to thank all the patrons who have been a voice for the library in contacting Congress, as their response has been supportive and diligent. She encourages citizens to keep up the pressure.